The Checkpoints is presented by GM Pharma, the first international and multinational pharmaceutical corporation in Georgia. This week, Georgia lost a promising young man, a true future leader, young entrepreneur, Niko Kvaratskhelia. Niko was tragically shot 8 times in the center of Tbilisi in the middle of the day due to life-threatening wounds, and despite countless efforts, the doctors could not save him. Our viewers and followers know Niko Kvaratskhelia for his important contributions to the Georgian business, especially for creating his first already successful company, FITS. FITS is the first Georgian social media platform, already has more than 250,000 active users and keeps ranking as one of the most used apps in the country. All the achievements of the company are forever connected to Niko's name. Niko was a part of BMG and Forbes big family. He was one of the youngest Forbes 30 under 30s we have ever had. At such a young age, Nicholas still managed to leave his astonishing mark on the Georgian business community and society. We want to pay our deepest respects to his family and loved ones. Georgia lost an exceptionally bright young man, a shining star of the future whose name and dedicated work will forever be marked in our minds and hearts.
Listening to you, Giorgi, and mourning this young man on Forbes Georgia list 30 under 30, this is such a tragedy for the small country that has limited chances to expand globally. And Niko Kvaratskhelia was the one who had both the motivation and the capacity to check in Georgia on the world map. This death of a young entrepreneur, a young employer, is also very unfortunate for this country, since if we look at the current statistics of Georgia, we will see that the unemployment mainly targets those aged 20 to 40, the ones who are the most productive, the most open to new experiences and knowledge, those who have the most potential to create a well-functioning middle class in this country. I surely hope that all involved in this brutal murder will be identified and sentenced. Silence and inaction will bury this country deep into the hole of the dark 90s, the devastating results of which we have already experienced in the history of this country, and in the era of such technological achievements and breakthroughs as that of Niko Kvaratskhelia as well. There will no longer be a chance for Georgia to be on even terms with the rest of the world. So instead of 1 minute silence, I suggest all of us watch our old video that you just mentioned, Niko Kvaratskhelia with his big plans on the 30 under 30.
FITS is a location-based media platform which lets people understand what's happening where they are right now. Currently, FITS is presented in a couple of countries, which are Georgia, Ukraine, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. We identified that there are 5 types of happening now content. And these 5 types of content are basically TV and live streams. And that's why all the major TV channels that are in Georgia are presented on FITSI. The second type of happening now content is articles. What we did at FITSI is that we brought all the major news outlets and all the major blogs in the countries in which we operate to one platform, to one place, and they're presented based on locations. A third type of happening now content which we found was content made by people. We created a very comfortable posting experience so that people can share this type of content very easily. The fourth type of content is photo content, which is pictures that people take during the day. They might see something that's happening outside, they take a picture, they upload it directly to FITSI. And the last one is video. The number of users is growing rapidly around the world, especially in the countries in which we're actively investing and actively working on growth. These are Armenia, Ukraine, Georgia and Azerbaijan. In these countries, we have more than 700,000 monthly active users in total, and this number is growing very rapidly. What has caused this growth is our continuous innovation and improvement of the product. So since launch, we've weekly delivered updates to our product, which are, I'm not talking about minor improvements or minor changes. We are delivering major improvements and major changes, which are making our product more accessible to different types of users, and which are making our product more interesting for different types of users. Besides this, we're actively investing in personalization, in AI, which is basically improving our product the longer you use it and the more you use it. Right now, our main target is to become one of the #1 sources of happening now content and #1 source of understanding what's happening wherever you are right now. Currently, our main partner is CBS Group. CBS Group is one of the largest investment firms in Georgia. Our short-term goal is to become a #1 source of local information in the countries in which we operate right now, which I mentioned earlier. And our long-term goal is to become the #1 source of one of the main sources of local information around the world.
The Checkpoints is presented by GM Pharma, the first international and multinational pharmaceutical corporation in Georgia.